Breaking news, people. Spider-Man will no longer be in the MCU. Yes, you heard it right. It's not a dream. It's not a fairy tale. It's actuality.
Terrible actuality.
Sony and Marvel have stopped contract negotiations due to the fact that Marvel saw the latest Spider-Man movie and said, wow, that made about $1 billion. We want 50% of Spider-Man. And Sony said, hell nah, you ain't getting nothing. So yeah, that's how the negotiations been going on, and Sony has now withdrawn Spider-Man from any talks with Marvel, and now it's just Sony doing themselves with Spider-Man and Venom.
And I think that that's a really, really, really bold move, because before Marvel had anything to do with Spider-Man, it wasn't really doing very well. The Spider-Man franchise was good. It just wasn't enough. It wasn't done perfectly. So the fact that they think that they could just take what Marvel created and made big and just take it into their own hands, it's wishful thinking to me. I feel like they have to really step up their game if they plan on creating their own Spider-Man universe.
Mm-hmm. People were not into the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
No, I actually didn't even see that. I think I saw one.
You didn't see the second one?
No, he didn't look like Spider-Man to me.
I can't remember his name right now. Nope, can't remember. See, that's how good those Spider-Man movies were.
I liked him. He didn't look like Spider-Man to me, but
he was too old.
And it was just
everybody.
weird.
Everybody was honestly too old, and Marvel finally found the perfect person to play Spider-Man, and they put him in the perfect movie to begin the new Spider-Man. We didn't need the old Uncle Ben, seeing him die 50 billion times. We didn't need none of that, and Marvel knew that and put him in the right movie, and it was perfect.
Right.
And as you've heard what I said, Marvel has done everything correct. Sony didn't do nothing but sit there and just let Marvel do everything, and now they just want all the money.
Exactly. Tom Holland is such a great actor. He's really good. And when it comes to Spider-Man, when I first saw him as Spider-Man, I was like, what the hell? I was shook. I was really shook. Because I was like, this sounds like the Spider-Man from my video games. This sounds like the Spider-Man from my, any comic cartoons that I've seen in the past. I was just really, really flabbergasted. And I fell in love with his version of Spider-Man. To hear that it is a possibility that he may no longer be Spider-Man because of some stupid contract and money issues between Sony and Marvel is just ridiculous. Because at the end of the day, Marvel is what made Sony better. So get over it.
Yes, very much so.
Give them the money that they deserve.
In the previous negotiations that they had, Sony would get all the money from their solo movies. So now with the new deal, they want 50% of the movie, of the Spider-Man solo movies, which I think, if it makes $1 billion, it makes sense for Kevin Feige, the producer at Marvel, to want to get 50% of the movie. Because that's a lot of money that they are just giving up to Sony when a movie makes $1 billion.
Right.
So I understand where they're coming from that point.
Right. Me too. I totally agree.
So Sony should just stop being little babies and let Marvel take over.
Right.
Because they ain't doing nothing. They got lucky. They got real lucky with Venom. That was them all by themselves. The movie wasn't even nowhere near as good as any Marvel movie. And they just got lucky with that movie.
Right.
So now they're all big-headed and think, oh, we could do it all by ourselves. We don't need Marvel. Well, right. Marvel started it. Made you good. Now you big-headed and think you do it all by yourself. But you can't. But we'll see. There's still talks going on between the two studios, so maybe it'll resolve, but for right now, Sony says nope, goodbye.
Wow. I hope and pray that they figure out something and they work together, because I like what's going on and they're gonna ruin everything, and you don't have time for that. Stop making us happy and excited with what you're creating and then turning everything around. Like, it's one thing to make something better, bring Marvel into it, you know what I mean? But if you're just gonna get rid of what's getting you paid now, what's getting you more money, well then not only you're being selfish, they're being selfish because they want more money. But think about the people who actually want to see it. They're still gonna make money, but they're not gonna make as much, and they're making a lot of people unhappy.
I think it's kind of a lot. I think they should lower it. 50% is a lot to me to be, just be taken on.
From nothing to 50% is a lot. That's a big jump. Maybe they can negotiate 30 starting for the solo movies. So the biggest issue to me is they don't want Marvel to take money from their solo films. That's understandable because that's their solo film, but that doesn't mean cut ties completely. Don't cut ties completely. Negotiate, figure something out, because at the end of the day, we still need Spider-Man to be in MCU.
In those solo movies, Marvel's doing all the legwork anyway. You got their directors, their writers. Sony's just laid back collecting checks. And $1 billion check was too much for Marvel to pass up and be like, oh, let's continue the same old contract. They're like, oh, no. That's too much money to pass up on, and we're going to need more than that.
Crazy.
And I thought Venom was supposed to be like joining the MCU, but now they took Spider-Man out, and now this is gonna be, I guess, I don't know, the next couple movies gonna be Venom versus Spider-Man or something like that.
Which is dumb. I don't want to keep seeing Venom, and I thought the same thing as you. I thought that Venom would make its way into MCU. So
now neither of them will be in the MCU so far.
Marvel, were they the ones saying that they didn't want to introduce any of the past villains, like Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus? They didn't want to introduce any of these because they already touched on them.
Yeah, they've already been done over and over and over.
Well, I kind of like Green Goblin, so the only positive from this would be if they did something with Green Goblin. Other than that, but I didn't like the other I want Green Goblin to look like how he's supposed to. One issue that I have with all of these movies is that they make everybody robotic. I want to see the real stuff that was in the comic books. Why does everyone have to have on like a robotic suit like Vulture did in one of the Spider-Man movies? He put on a no.
I feel like that's more possible for them to do that now because they're gonna have mutants.
Oh,
so
yeah,
they could do some type of mutant thing with that. So it's like, oh, they're mutating and stuff like that.
That's how it should have been from the start. But no, they had all these dumbass.
Well, Fox had that. Now Disney owns Fox.
Yeah.
They're not gonna own Sony, so they're not gonna let that happen. Sony's stupid. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you subscribe, comment, like, and ring that bell for notification. Bye.
Bye.